everyone. Welcome to Close Up on America's Business, the program that takes you inside some of the most unique and successful companies in America. I'm Janice Marie. On each edition of our show, you have the opportunity to meet some of the most innovative business leaders in the country today. You'll find out what their products, services, technologies, and business models can do for you, and what they're doing to change our world and to change the way we do business.
If you ever stop to think about the many various building projects that are going on around the country these days, to the many new stadiums that are being built, new office buildings, hospitals, even the huge hotel casino complexes in Las Vegas, there is one common thread that helps connect them all. That is, they are being made possible through the highly trained talents of architects, engineers, and often scientists who help make the seemingly impossible possible. And that, in a nutshell, serves to explain what the company you are about to meet does. The firm is known as Paulus, Sokolowski, and Sartor, headquartered here in Warren, New Jersey. The firm is best described as a broad-range consulting firm that provides total engineering, total building design, and also environmental support and compliance services for their clients who are located throughout the U.S. and abroad. It's a remarkable firm of some 500 degreed professionals, environmental scientists, and support staff who literally are helping change the face of America, especially the New York metropolitan area and Atlantic City. To learn the story of this company, we talked with many of the firm's key executives. The CEO is Dr. Anthony Sartor.
PS&S is unique in the engineering profession. It's a firm that will take a project from its inception, doing environmental studies, looking at the ground situation, geotechnical, the civil, the site work, doing the architectural layout as well as the civil engineering layout, then coming in with the building designs, the architectural work, the civil site, the structural, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, doing a whole project.
Because of our staff's background and focus, developers are drawn to us and they see our track record. We work on some of the largest, not the largest projects in the state, and we get the job done from a design and a permitting perspective.
Truthfully, we have structured our company that way because it's very difficult to predict over time which of those market segments will remain strong. We have a number of significant market sectors that we participate in. Pharmaceuticals is one. What we call our real estate market sector is another one. That includes anything from residential development to commercial to industrial type work. We also do educational work, both K-12 and higher education for universities and colleges. We're in the energy marketplace, we're in sustainable design, and renewable energy. Infrastructure is another one where we'll do wastewater treatment plants, water treatment plants, a growing extent, roads, bridges, things of that nature. There's a lot of areas that we do practice in. Those are the main market segments.
Project management is probably one of the most complicated jobs at this firm. You have to manage many different disciplines and bring those disciplines together in one organized design. It takes a lot of responsibility and a lot of effort. You're not managing only the people here internally, but you're managing your clients externally, and to bring those two together is a very important role that a person plays here at PS&S.
One of the most significant projects that I have in construction right now is a project for CUTVNews called Great Notch at Clifton in West Paterson, New Jersey. It's right off Route 46. And that is a project that is basically rehabbing or restructuring an old quarry that was in place for years up against the first Watchung Mountain. If you travel at all on Route 46, you can't miss it now because we have massive walls that basically ascend from the valley floor up to this project. We've moved over 2 million yards of material to reshape this quarry. We have quarry walls that drop 125 feet. So in order to make this a livable place, it has some extraordinary grading solutions, extraordinary infrastructure solutions for water supply and sewage conveyance, and stormwater management as well. So the combination of these extraordinary design solutions have allowed us to design and get approvals for a wonderful community that has great vistas to the skyline of a wonderful residential community center that has those commanding views of the Manhattan skyline, and some very creative water features that are integrated into the landscape. So that project by itself is is a pretty good footprint of the kinds of things that we're capable of here at PS&S.
So what are some of the kind of projects you've done in the Atlantic City area?
The old municipal landfill in Atlantic City, it's called the H-Tract. It was a property over 150 acres, city-owned, used for really ash deposits from an old landfill that was on the property, managed by the city. That project laid fallow for over 30 years. The city couldn't get developers interested in redeveloping it after the landfill had run its course. It went under a redevelopment plan in the late 90s, and it became a focus for the new casinos in Atlantic City to site in what's known as the Marina District of the city. It came with problems. It was the site of a landfill, obviously. It had wetlands resources mapped on site that we had to work around and focus on, and we actually proved out to the regulators that, in fact, there was incorrect mapping of wetlands on the property. And we looked at the resources on that property, the problems on the property from a landfill perspective, and we worked with the city and the state in order to come up with a plan for the proper way to close the landfills, to address wetlands concerns, the endangered species concerns that were on the site, in order to ready the site for development so that you could properly site casinos on that property to promote the economic base of the city, but at the same time be protective of the resources there from a coastal perspective, and create the balance that let the casinos be built and was still protective of the resources. And PS&S was instrumental in really working with the state and the federal regulators and with the developers to take that property and to make it productive.
PS&S has been doing a lot of projects that are incorporating the practices of LEED, whether the buildings are being LEED certified or not. LEED stands for Leadership, Energy, and Environmental Design, and it's really important because we want to be environmentally friendly. Our natural resources are being depleted, so we want to take advantages of the resources we have and conserve them. So LEED is a very important practice in our design at this time.
One of the things you specialize in is brownfield sites. Do me a favor and define what a brownfield site is.
In simplest terms, a brownfield site is a term that applies to a site that had a prior life. And that prior life could have been anything from a power plant to an industrial facility, even to something as innocuous as a greenhouse. But what's happened over time is that in prior years, prior ages, people weren't as concerned about pollution discharges as we are now, because now we know what impact those discharges can have on the quality of life and health of people that want to use that site. Some of them are badly tainted, some of them are mildly tainted with pollutants and other substances that make its use for commercial or industrial or residential applications not desirable without being treated in some way. And those treatments can range anywhere from a full-scale cleanup where the pollutants are either taken away, soil is taken away, groundwater is pumped out of the ground, or they're treated in place through various chemical or organic processes, or maybe encapsulated through a cap placed on the site. The real art to it is knowing what use your client needs to make of that site, what level of remediation you need to apply to that site to allow that use, and doing it in a cost-effective manner that is safe for that use on the site, as well as to make sure that pollutants don't leave the site and invade other people's property.
Over the years, we've done hundreds of projects, anywhere from small little renovations to whole complete new buildings. A lot of pharmaceuticals are headquartered here in New Jersey. We're very centrally located. They have a lot of intricate processes to produce their medications. They need to change their manufacturing operations a lot to service the new medications that are coming out, and because we have that expertise and we've been in the pharmaceutical business for a while, we're able to meet their requirements. We understand GMPs and FDA requirements, and that's very helpful to these companies. And as a result, there are branches that are throughout the country or throughout the world utilize us as a very important resource to serve their plants as well. Since we have a link to their headquarters, PS&S has full-service design capabilities, which these firms find extremely useful. We're able to design projects in very short time schedules and that are very complex, and we bring that to the table to help them complete their designs.
Sort of a one-stop shopping company, engineering firm. We can do all of it or part of it depending on what the client wants. I would typify that as very unique in what we do and how we do it. Really, the proof of it all is in the fact that our repeat clients date back to the 60s and 70s and 80s. They've been with us a very, very long time because they're happy, and most of our business is from repeat clients.
And there you are, an inside look at one of the country's most remarkable building engineering and design firms, Paulus, Sokolowski, and Sartor. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Warren, New Jersey.
Well, that does it for this edition of Close Up on America's Business. I'm Janice Marie. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.